Look who's here. That's a
Cheers.
Druid IRL over there.
And that's a Stormy D over there.
What's going on, everybody? Hello. It's good to see you all. We're here for another amazing episode of Bandwidth and Banter. Oh my gosh.
So
You like
excited.
that, Big We got some wonderful folks in the house tonight, and we're honored to have a wonderful person for the show tonight. But before we get to that, man, we've had a nice string of great interviews, right? Like we had.
Yes.
I mean, my goodness, last week was fantastic.
We've been spoiled.
Rhea, so happy that we had her on the show. She's so sweet.
Yeah, I am happy that she was our first VTuber, and we were able to make it work. Like that was really important to us to be able to have VTubers on. So
it was a nice milestone for sure.
It was an amazing milestone. So excited.
Yeah, and wow, your stream today was spectacular. Congrats on a high energy octane. You know, that the game Cult of the Lamb is so perfect for your stream. So. Guys, remember to support Druid IRL. We need to get her to 500 followers as quickly as possible so we can see Izolade's face.
Yes. Yes. Not even for me, just because I want to know what Izo's face looks like.
Don't
That's
we all?
literally the only reason. Yeah, literally the only reason. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But
Tonight is someone extremely special because BrandonWolfGaming is who we have. He is a pro gamer, a pro person. He's also one of the founding members of the DYS super community. So he has the same kind of vision that we do for building up people that we love and admire and appreciate, which is a perfect example of him himself. He's somebody that we love and admire and appreciate. And so we're super honored to have him on the show tonight. So without further ado, Druid, please introduce.
BrandonWolfGaming! Let's go! Get a round of applause! Here we go!
Look at that. Look at that glorious godlike beard, man. Holy crap.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Beard.
Thank you for the intro.
You're welcome. So please, my brother, introduce yourself and share a little bit about what you're all about on your own community and DYS.
I'm BrandonWolfGaming. I've been gaming most of my life. I learned it from my older brother, and pretty much have been gaming pretty much every console, every game since the beginning of time. And now I'm trying to just build up a community of great people that, want to just love and support each other and have a great time making great content and just having a good time with each other. Just enjoying life, Yeah.
Yep. See, I told you guys, this is exactly why he's the perfect person to have on Bandwidth and Banter. He's got the same vision that we do.
Exactly.
So, you know what? Let's jump straight into the questions. What do you think, Druid?
Absolutely.
I think I get lucky. I get the first one this time. Okay. So, by the way, everybody, remember, we're going to be posting at the end links to Brandon's Twitch content so that you'll be able to go drop a follow and help support, because that's how we build each other up on this crazy train that we're on. So let's do that. So first question there, BrandonWolfGaming, please share a boring fact about yourself.
A boring fact about myself. Boring fact. That's an interesting one. I heard this one before, and I was trying to think of it from the other interviews.
And this one stumps everyone.
A good one. Okay. For my whole life, I've been a barefoot guy. No shoes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Always barefoot as much as possible. Social acceptable situations,
Interesting.
But yeah, always barefoot.
Yes.
So, like,
I felt we were kindred spirits. I felt it in my soul.
right? I mean, I like to go barefoot. Although actually in the house I wear socks, but that's yeah, I don't know. But interesting. Okay, so when you say barefoot, like no shoes, like you go walk everywhere barefoot, even outside.
Yeah, walk everywhere barefoot. Like on concrete and stuff during the summer, my feet become very hard, and I can just run on concrete no matter what pebbles or anything hit my foot. I'm all good.
Yeah, same. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
You
I'm
can
the
walk on
exact
like
same way.
hot
Yep.
asphalt.
Yeah, on an asphalt, pebbles and everything. It's all good. Yeah.
Wow.
I used to walk out on the beach and stuff in my hometown, and it was mostly barnacled rocks. And
You
I
got
would
between your feet. Yeah.
Yep, and I would walk away without a single scratch. Like I was
Yep.
You guys
But when I
amaze
was
me.
younger, I would keep on my socks, and my mother would hate it. Just ruin all the socks. You know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My mom
Always
used to,
barefoot.
my mom would catch me without my shoes on, and she would throw her shoes at me out of her car window when she would drive past me, and all I would do was stash them in the woods, and then I would take them home with me later.
That's too funny.
Go follow
Yeah.
Brandon Wolf Gaming. He is now my new best friend. How did you pick your Twitch name? What was the inspiration?
So I wanted to be able to branch out from the gaming. So I wanted to create a category of Brandon Wolf Gaming, and then I can branch off to Brandon Wolf whatever.
Right.
Eventually, that's kind of the idea.
Good marketing thinking. I like your thinking.
But and I'm affinity to animals and wolves, and I've always been called a dog whisperer when I was younger. So it's like I have a very strong connection to dogs and animals and stuff like that. So it just kind of fit me. It is funny though when I look at it though. There's people who have the name in real life Brandon Wolf. So it'll be an interesting thing later on when I'm trying to do some certain social medias with that name.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, that's why I picked it. Just because the affinity to wolves and not animals,
Yeah.
I love it. It's
As well
very
as
Ravens
people
and
personal.
wolves.
Huh?
Ravens and wolves.
Ravens
I
and
mean-
wolves, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at that. We're
Well, this is kind of
I
a
had
nice.
too many IRL friends that were also playing with me, as well as people that I was meeting online, and it kind of became weird where it's like my name didn't match my gamer tag, but I was being called Brandon. So eventually I just gave it, and it's like, it's going to be Brandon, you know? So that was another reason.
Right
Yeah.
on. That's cool. So that there's a nice segue into the next question, which is, and you earlier before the stream, we were chatting a little bit about this. So this might be a little bit of a difficult question for you, but I think you can wrangle it. What D&D class do you consider yourself to be in real life?
Ooh. Probably a druid. I don't know much about that stuff, but yeah, like nature druid type thing. I don't know much about the things, but I think that would be where I would go. Because when I played Magic all the time, where I would kind of tend to go to was making a green deck, as well as one of my buddies when I was younger making all these green decks. He's a very good artist. He actually drew myself as a druid character.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, that was my first time really visualizing myself as someone playing the Magic deck as a druid. So that kind of like sparked my interest.
Fantastic.
That kind of stuff.
What a phenomenal answer. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Can you please tell us about a hobby or a game that you play or have played that would surprise some of your Twitch followers?
That's would surprise some of my Twitch. A hobby or a game? Okay. Ooh, I don't know. I'm always been into badminton.
Really?
Whoa. Okay. Now
Yes.
that qualifies. That's interesting.
Yes. So it's a strange thing, strange sport, but badminton's a great one. Was
That's
taught by
fun.
my father at a very young age, so I can really play some badminton. Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's phenomenal. I would be terrible at it, but it'd be fun to play with you.
Yeah. It could be really fun and entertaining and intense if you're playing with the right people, you know?
Oh yeah.
I'll
I
bet.
get
I'll
really
bet.
competitive too.
Exactly, yeah. That competitive sport thing just comes out of you no matter what. That thing's not touching the ground, you know?
Nope. I'll get scraped elbows before.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of touching the ground,
Yep.
how long have you been growing your beard to reach such epic proportions, and what do you do to take care of it?
It's been around 4 to 5 years now.
Okay, right on.
After I stopped doing construction and everything, and needing to kind of keep it clean for safety reasons, I just let it go. Just kind of always wanted to be a bearded guy, so just let it go. So it's been 4 or 5 years now. That just been kind of just letting it go. I definitely, for taking care of it, I do not take care of it well enough, or as I should.
Really, it sure looks like you know it's shiny and healthy
looks so
looking
full.
and thick. You don't.
Yeah, it could be a lot nicer. That's all I could say. I do not take care of it. I've never been that type of person to you know, be on top of that kind of stuff. It's just never been my thing, you know.
I understand.
Even with my hair, when I had hair, you know, I never really did a good job taking care of it. So that's probably why it's gone, you know.
Well,
At
apparently
least it grew back here, you
yeah,
know.
decided it wanted to grow out a different side of your head, and
Yeah, exactly. I'm
honestly,
okay
you
with
look
it.
amazing. So
Yeah, beard.
Thank you.
Epic beard.
Hey,
Big
thank
fan. My husband wouldn't have a beard unless I talked him into it.
Oh, really?
I basically had to beg him, and now he's more attached to it than I am, so which is great.
and honestly, she and other folks in my community talked me into growing this one because
Yeah, it looks great.
oh,
Very
thanks.
clean.
It's okay. It's not it's not like that. This is about the best that
Whatever
I
you
can
can
do.
grow, you know, you just gotta shine with it, you know. And you do. It looks great. It's clean, you know, connects nice and everything, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you ever do like the fancy mustache kind of stuff where you like do the twist mustache? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a channel redeem, or I did because I took it off for a bit, where I shave the mustache off because it grows back so fast.
Oh yeah.
So I have a nice clip where I pull it up and I'm going all the way up past my head with the mustache because that's how long it is. But
Oh,
it's
that's
just,
cool. Wow.
You know, it
Thank
just
you
keeps
for
going.
sharing
So.
that with us. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is so cool. I have those like the super it's so cool.
Yeah, I do the wax and everything for it, but
Yeah. What drew you to Twitch?
trying to evolve my content creation. At first, I didn't think I had the personality to be a Twitch creator because I didn't know about it for the longest time. Even just making YouTube videos, I still didn't know about Twitch until one of my buddies was like, "Oh, I'm just watching someone play the game live," and I was like, "What? What are you doing?" And that was maybe 5 years ago at this point. So, and it was just weird for me to just even get the interest to watch people play the game, you know, because it was a weird transition from like, I'm just a gamer that just wants to play the game and improve. And, you know, because I was very competitive, you know, trying to be professional at gaming at the time. So it was just weird to like just sit down and be like, okay, let's just enjoy someone playing the game. What really drew me to it was watching people play the solo games that I don't play much anymore, like Skyrim, like you guys play, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Because it's just the adventure and the story that's being built in front of me that I miss out on not playing it, but still want to be a part of it. So that was kind of like really what got me into like fully watching Twitch. And then eventually I was like, you know, I'm going to give it a go since I'm making so much YouTube content.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try, and it kind of sparked, and which was kind of surprising, but I went with it.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what did family and friends think when you first told them that you planned on streaming?
um, Not much support from the external people around me, which is not surprising. The way my family is, we're very much grew up to be all about education and moving yourself forward in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really looked upon with much support, which was not surprising.
I understand.
But other than that, it was fine. No one kind of like shunned me for it or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
talked down upon it. They were like, okay, that's an interesting opportunity you're looking
Yeah.
for. But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, there was not much. They still don't engage or even know what Twitch is still.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
just
so now that you've been doing it for a while, though, like, what did they think? Now that you're like what you've done now since then.
they haven't really approached me on the subject. I talk about it and they kind of just brush the subject off. Even though I have a
Oh,
very big family, they don't much talk about it.
Gotcha. Well,
yeah.
Yeah,
what
so
about
it's just
some
one
of
of
your?
those things where it's just like when you bring it up and you don't get much reaction, you don't necessarily continue bringing it up.
I understand for sure. Do you have
Yeah.
some of your
Yeah.
external friends though that at least supported you?
Yeah,
Okay.
all my friends are very supportive of me. I've created a really good network of, I would say, family
Mm-hmm.
that just are absolutely supportive of me. That
Yep.
that I would do anything for them and they'd do anything for me at this
Right.
point. So it's a big thing.
Your vibe attracts your tribe, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yep. hmm
What struggles did you deal with when you first started streaming?
Oh, anxiety. When I was younger, I was full of anxiety. So just being on camera, talking to people was just such a different chore, or it was almost an exercise. So from that, just kind of teaching myself how to engage with people properly, dealing with the anxiety properly of just being like, this can't control me. We can just work around it, and just pushing through it was a big thing. Because camera work for anyone is, and talking in front of everyone, it's just, those are two huge things, and you combine them together, it's just, it can be a train, like in high school. I would literally not go to school the days I had to present something in a class, right? And take that F, take it,
Yeah.
and because I didn't want to perform it, So it's just like it's a huge step from going from there as a child to now being in front of the camera and actually like entertaining people. It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've come a long
Yeah.
way because you're very good at it, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. That means a lot. Yeah.
So,
You just exude this like super chill vibe, which is like
and this very very comforting and knowledgeable vibe too. Like we really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
What tips can you share with future streamers?
What tips? Don't ever underestimate the viewer that jumps in and talks to you.
That's
Always
good.
engage with anyone who jumps in. Always be positive, spreading love. Don't worry about the numbers. If you're a good person and you're spreading positivity, it will come back to you. It will. It might take some time because it's a saturated market now, but eventually the people will trickle to you just being a good person or being yourself. Don't be fake. So yeah, that's those are the big tips, community is everything. The people who jump in, the viewers are everything at this point,
yeah.
Well said. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. I can completely agree.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy most about streaming?
I've always enjoyed entertaining people, putting a smile on people's faces. I come from a big family, so when tensions are tough or something like that, you have a lot of siblings. You just want to make people smile,
Mhm.
take a load off of people's, and so it's just like it's natural to me to put myself in that position, and having a good time, as well as being a peacemaker. Um,
Yes.
so
Yes.
it's a big thing of just being able to settle everyone. Let's have a good time, and not take life too seriously. Let's just enjoy ourselves.
Yes.
Mm.
I also come from a really big family too, so I get it.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. It takes a lot. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Right on.
But it's
Right
a
on.
skill. It's a skill you learn
yeah,
and you're just like, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I
Hmm.
know
yeah.
what to do.
Just holding up the hands. Peace, peace be with you all.
It is fun. Guess we have candy. Let's play a game.
Yep,
Children, come with me. Let
exactly.
the adults talk it out.
Yep.
I can totally see Brandon wearing like a monk's robe and cosplaying as this peacekeeper maker guy.
I'll do it just for you, Stormy.
Oh,
All
hell
right.
yeah, that would
Your
be awesome.
Just
staff
for
and your
you.
wolf. There you go.
Yep.
So,
Let's go.
switching gears a little bit
Yep.
to for more fun stuff. Not the other stuff. We like to bob and weave through the deep stuff and the fun stuff.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite game that you play on stream?
Oh man, I've been jumping around like crazy recently.
Mm-hmm.
This gaming industry is very weird right now. For sure. Um, a game that died that I really enjoyed playing, if that's okay, if I choose a
Yeah,
game that
absolutely.
100%.
Sure.
Whatever you answer how you feel is right.
Yep.
one of my
There's no
favorite
wrong
games
answer.
to stream was Spellbreak,
Ooh.
which was a BR that was wizard based, where you were a wizard that you threw spells with different gauntlets, and the spells would combine based on other wizard spells that would land in the same vicinity.
I didn't even know this
Um,
game existed. That sounds amazing.
It died. Yeah, it died off, but it was just one of those ones that was very fast paced, but also very chill. So I
Mhm.
could sit there and just hang out with chat, but also really enjoy my experience when I was playing. As
Mm.
well as it's one of those things where you're playing a serious game,
Mhm.
and you're reading chat, you're gonna die because you're not paying attention to the game. It's just one of those things.
Yep.
Just not taking it seriously enough. But every death you had in this game was just wonderful. It was just whether you was paying attention to it or not paying attention to it, it was just a spectacular experience because it was just
Yeah.
explosions combining, storms combining with everything. It was just a blast.
That sounds
Yeah.
So
amazing.
it was just very sad that it died, but that was just one of my favorite games to stream. Always just jump on there, have a good time, be able to just engage with chat as much as possible, not get just too distracted and everything. So yeah,
Is that one of
that
the
was a
reasons
very
why you're
good
kind
one.
of gravitating toward paladins right now?
Paladins also is a very good one where I can kind of disengage with the game and kind of just play without even looking. I can kind of play with my peripheral vision.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a big part of like looking for games, on which ones to play and which ones not to play, when you're choosing a game, because getting too distracted just because you're too competitive or something like that. Because my competitive spirit tries to jump in all the time, but
Mm-hmm.
just like no, we're having fun. Chat's having fun. We're having fun. Just settle that beast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So Paladin's a good one for sure for that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, Tell us about a fond memory you have with one of the first games you ever played.
Ooh. Um, Way back in the day when I
Mhm.
first learned about online gaming, because that was
Uh-huh.
another bewildering moment in my life where I was a video game player, and then
Uh-huh.
all of a sudden my friend at school was like, "Hey, people are playing online together
Uh-huh.
called Xbox Live," and it was just like, poof. because I was a console player and I didn't necessarily know the whole PC experience, right?
Mhm.
So Halo 2 was my big game that I first started playing.
Right on.
Competitively and religiously, I wouldn't sleep. I would play that game constantly.
Wow.
And there was one experience where I first learned the whole thing of cheating and glitches in games, where this guy was cheating and killing us in this forever loop in Halo in this one spot on this one map where we would just spawn, fall, die, and it was just like my whole mind was just it blown, and I can just still remember myself with the controller just like, what's going on right now? Because no matter what input you put in, no matter what, you were just like, you can't do anything. You're just stuck in this instant never-ending loop of dying on this map, where he was just sitting there laughing on the other team. And not that it was a rank match or anything, it was just a guy making a glitch in the game. So yeah, very fond memory of first instance of glitches and people hacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's so fun.
Okay, so as a top-ranked Fortnite and Apex Legends gamer, please tell us about one of the most competitive events that you participated in.
I didn't get invited into many of the competitive environments in Fortnite or the other game, for a lot of different reasons. But I did. I was in the tournaments for Fortnite that they held
Right.
every Friday for a while. I'm not sure how highly that is seen
Oh,
in the gaming
very
industry.
highly.
Yeah.
But I didn't win anything or no tournaments or anything, no trophy or just having fun, being
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
competitive,
Gotcha.
learning the craft, mastering the craft, mastering it with a team,
Sure.
learning coordination and that kind of stuff was really the big thing. But yeah, no big tournaments,
I gotcha. I
sadly.
gotcha. Well,
Yeah.
like switching gears on that question a little bit, was there ever a game for any game that you played where you felt yourself kind of just lost in the zone and you have this moment where you were dominating in ways and hitting your ultimate apex potential skill and you just
Yeah.
surprised yourself at how good you were doing. Have you experienced
Yeah.
a moment like that? Tell us about that.
Oh, all the time. Where it's just like, but it was way before the streaming days, just because
Yeah.
streaming kind of pulls you away from that
Sure,
that
sure.
mindset.
Yeah.
But once you kind of just lock yourself in and your mind just fully immersed on the game, it's incredible what your mind can do. And I've been put myself in moments where it's just like, holy shit, what did I just do? You know? And how do I know that? But I don't know that.
Right. Right.
Instinctually I know, but I don't know how I knew it. It's just a crazy thing when your brain just starts doing things on its own.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. So it's like you get into that mindset zone and you're just like, you don't even think about things. You just like release yourself and you're just like, and shit's just happening, you know? So it's a very fun experience. And I do miss it. I do miss that zone, but it's hard to get back to. It's hard to get back to.
I understand.
I couldn't imagine trying to do that while streaming. That would be
It's
utterly
tough.
impossible.
Yeah. I'm dyslexic too, so when you're like trying to read chat, it's like a complete like rip away from what
Oh
I'm
wow.
playing when I'm
Yeah.
playing.
Wow.
Yeah.
You probably like, oh God, Stormy's in chat again. He's gonna write a novel because I always type too
No,
much.
so it's one of those things where it's my whole life is always improving on things. So I always improve. I appreciate the challenge. It's always good. It's work. It's a workout, right? You come in, it's like, boom, I'm ready for this.
That's a great attitude. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Always positive, always wanting to grow, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't ever read the text out loud very well because like I'll try to read the chat out loud and I'm just like never mind. I'll just
Yeah.
answer it.
People are like, what'd you just say? Like, no.
I don't know.
No, I'm not going to talk about it. Yep.
I'm making up my own language now, so don't
Yep.
judge
I do
me.
have my own language. That's what they always talk about, you know? Yeah.
What inspired you to create the DYS super community?
Being from a big family, it was one of those things where it's just like ingrained into me to be a team player, to like take my strengths, help other people, take my weaknesses and be like, someone help me, please. You know, so it was one of those things where it was just a natural thing to just like start gathering people that were really good people, really strong at something that they do, and want to shine and want to bring that to someone else, and you know, want to support and help them, you know, and kind of just spread that as big as possible. So the motivation was really just kind of bringing myself into a comfort zone of my content creation, and just like I like to do things in a big group, in a family setting, and I'm really big into caring about people and you know, doing as much as I can for people around me. So it was just one of those things where it's more comfortable for me to do stuff for other people than just to do stuff for myself. So it's just like working on other people's stuff that actually also kind of helps me. It's like I'm doing stuff for me, but it's really I'm doing their stuff, you know. So it's just like it was it works out really well for me in the long run. You know, I'm using my strengths really well, and we're growing and people are loving it. So
yeah, absolutely, awesome. We are.
Yeah. I completely understand where like that mindset so well.
Yep.
I really, yeah.
Like I said earlier, we have the same vision, and I love that. I'm so happy that we got connected, that the universe decided
I know,
to
it's great.
sync us up.
Yeah.
I like this next question.
Yours?
No, it's yours, isn't it?
No. 15.
Oh, you're right. It is mine. Okay. I got out of sync there. What are some of the goals you have for DYS in the future?
Okay. I want it to be kind of an area where people don't have to find any other place to find entertainment, whether it be gaming or cooking or, you know, arts and crafts. So I want to pull everyone who has any skill that wants to share it and teach other people into it. You know, I plan on doing homesteading eventually, so that'll be a huge part of it as well, creating content for that. So basically just creating an environment where people can be, you know, supported and loved, and be able to create an environment where everyone can create a healthy life goal and path for themselves, right?
Yeah.
Because that's tough to orient yourself and kind of find your path in this world now.
Yeah.
Indeed.
You know, it's tough, especially by yourself.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know,
That's
big.
That's right. So, Druid, it seemed like you were really intrigued by what he said.
Yeah.
The homesteading thing?
Yep.
Because guess what?
What?
I was literally just talking to my husband about how my ultimate goal in life is to have a little plot of land where we can homestead and I can just take care of the house and just do all this stuff and have a big garden and raise chickens and have goats for no reason. And
exactly. Beautiful. It would be a beautiful life just living off the land, just getting back to nature.
Ready.
You know?
I'm so ready.
Yep.
I'm learning how to garden vegetables.
Yep. I already have a green thumb from my mother. I'm ready to go.
Wow.
You know?
That's awesome.
Our whole house is full of plants. Basically a jungle in here.
Oh, wow.
You know?
I admire you guys because I do not have a green thumb. plants and trees and stuff are terrified of me.
No.
But I
No.
love nature, and
Yeah.
I think we need more of it, not more roads and parking lots. We need, if you're going to make
Exactly,
roads and
yeah.
parking lots, make them underground and let and grow trees and plants above ground, so we can all.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an idea.
I'm excited for your homesteading content.
Yep.
I need to know when that happens.
Yep.
As soon as it happens.
It might be a while, but
That's
that
okay.
is the eventual goal.
I like
Yes.
it.
That is okay.
No
I will
cows,
literally
all
wait
that kind of
forever.
stuff, exactly. Chickens, ducks. Oh yeah.
I want an
Oh,
army of
9 yards.
attackies so bad.
Oh,
We will
That'd
do
be
our best
beautiful.
to support you in getting to that goal too.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will. I have a new mission in life, guys. I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
whole new mission. A mission in life. I want his homesteading content.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most rewarding thing about taking care of your DYS family?
Seeing the connections that they make and the love that they share to each other, that are new people that just come in just like, wow, this is a beautiful community, loving people, and then they start creating friends, and that's the most rewarding thing, honestly. Just to sit back and be able to just be like, okay, I'm done for the day, but I know everyone else is going to be loved and supported because that's what I've created. There's enough people cycling in and out that are willing to hear people's creations, listen, give feedback, positive feedback, maybe game, have a good time, laugh. Every day it's a great time in DYS. So yeah, it's so rewarding to just maybe, I'm having a day off, or I'm busy, cooking or cleaning or something like that, and I look on my phone, it's just like, it's packed in there. Everyone's having a good time,
Yeah.
It's so rewarding. It's just great. Yeah.
Right on. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I expected, but I don't think of it as predictable. It does not surprise me that that's what you feel, and it's honestly it shows in what you've created and are creating. So
Yeah.
I love this question. This is one I personally wanted to ask you, so I put it on this list, and that is, how do you keep such a zen and carefree attitude while playing adrenaline-fueled shooter games you are known for?
Well, I've been playing for so long, and like we said, it's just like you get into those zen modes for so long that eventually a lot of it's second nature, where I can, like I was saying, I can kind of just play on the side, as well as my upbringing and my life from here to there. You can lob a stone at me and I won't do much. I'm very much of a Zen person. You can ask a lot of people around me. You can't really anger me very easily. If someone's being mistreated, that's when I'll step in, all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I'm very much, this state 99% of the time. So it's just one of those things where it's just, playing the game, not playing the game, nothing really changes. I've really been able to come to terms with where I am with life, where I'm with pretty much everything, and kind of just be at peace, which is great.
Inner serenity.
Exactly.
Which means
it's very
that
important.
we have stuff to learn from him beyond just Twitch and gaming.
Alrighty. So we're getting into the fun, random, weird questions that we just absolutely love asking. One of
Okay.
which is, if you may, please share the least interesting place you have traveled to. The most boring, least interesting.
Okay. Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, interesting. Why?
It's Western Mass. There's nothing really going on out there. everything's else going on in the East, Western Mass is kind of, it's my kind of place, because there's, a lot less hustle and bustle, right? But there's really nothing going on there. It's all still old, very old towns. Nothing really even historical. There's historical buildings and everything, but nothing like really crazy went on that vacationers want to go see in Springfield.
Yeah.
So that's probably, and my uncle lived there, so we went there a couple times a year when I was younger. So
You're just like outside time.
exactly. Nothing to do besides just be outside.
I'm gonna go kick rocks now.
We would go hiking, which I love hiking. So so that was a beautiful thing, going hiking in the nature. That's what great in Western Mass is, the hiking and everything. But yeah, in Springfield, there's nothing really to do or see.
Right. Man, I would love to hike more, but unfortunately, like there's so many cedars here where we live, and I'm so awfully allergic to them that
oh no.
Yeah. Like literally,
that's not good.
In 2012, when we moved here, we moved to a place called Cedar Park because literally all the trees everywhere are cedars. And I didn't know at the time that it's the one thing I'm most allergic to in the world.
So you don't get out much, huh?
No, I not as much as I would love
really
to, not as much as I used to, but we will make that. We will make that change eventually when when a move happens somewhere else.
Yeah, that would be definitely something that would force me to move. Move right into the center of everything.
Here's another fun question. What is the weirdest sleeping dream you have ever had?
When I was younger, I don't dream very much because I don't sleep very much. But when I was younger, I would always have this reoccurring dream where I was flying, sitting.
Flying and sitting?
I was sitting, flying, yeah.
Kind of
so
like
I'd be flying around my yard, just sitting there, not in like an actual like cross-legged pose, but just like very uncomfortable, like, oh no, I'm uncomfortable sitting. So it wasn't like I had full control. It was very weird. So
I love it.
Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was very reoccurring. Like, every time I dreamed, it was just I would be flying around my yard, kind of like awkwardly, like sitting in a chair, like if I was like leaned back in this chair fully, but like unbalanced.
It kind of reminds me of the old 1970s Wonder Woman TV series where Linda Carter was always in that invisible airplane. There's, it's like she's flying around sitting in a chair, right?
Like of an invisible chair, yeah. That's so funny.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, dreams are really cool. Like I love flying dreams myself. For a lot of my life, I up until just a few years ago, I was actually a super good sleeper, even though I'm a very light sleeper. Like almost anything can wake me up. It used to be that the click of the alarm clock would wake me up before it has this little inner click that happens, the old mechanical ones, before the actual sound goes off. That would actually wake me up before the actual alarm. And so I was a super light sleeper, but I was also a very deep sleeper. And so I dreamed all the time, and I got into dreamology, and I used, I got to where I could lucid dream at will all the time. And I've done some crazy, I have some cool stories. We'll have to chat sometime. I'll tell you about.
We need to chat about that. I've done a lot of research on sleep, so I'm interested in those conversations.
Right on.
If you can teach me to lucid dream, I love that.
I'm pretty confident that I can.
I don't hit REM sleep anymore.
Yeah, that's rough. Insomnia sucks. It's amazing how many people on Twitch have insomnia.
Yeah, exactly. I was listening to a couple of other interviewers, and they also had insomnia. I was like, oh yeah.
Yep. One of them is Insomnia Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember any of my dreams ever. At all.
That's rough.
Yeah. It was only once I hit puberty too, so I don't know if that's a thing, but like, yeah, I have no idea what I dream about. Yeah, it's wild. brain chemistry's weird.
It is weird. It is weird. Sleep is weird. It's a weird thing.
It is a weird thing.
I'm trying to master it myself, and it's
It's an impossible task because I can't. I have been having a really hard time sleeping lately too. So
Yep.
insomnia.
I've done
Insomnia.
everything under the book for sleep. At this point, I feel, you know.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Yep.
I understand.
Oh man. If you have to pick a superpower of invisibility or flight, which one would you pick?
I think flight.
Yeah.
With my dreams, yeah, I would pick flight. Yeah, that would be the ticket, just going anywhere at any time. Not to mention the thrill of flying would just be, unmatched. Just imagine those, the bird just being that bird that's just diving down for his meal into the water, and then boom, grabbing it. It's just, I can't think of anything humans do that would match that.
I agree.
Thrill,
I agree 100%. That's why when I do lucid dream, I don't practice it as much as I used to, but when I did, 90% of the time, at least some point in that dream, I would be off flying. I even taught myself how to swim through the earth and move through walls. It's pretty neat, the things you can do in your dreams. So.
See, now what I'm imagining, Stormy, is you just like Neo in the Matrix, just being like, I'm Superman, poof, He's doing his Superman thing again. Everyone's just like, oh, Stormy's doing his Superman thing again. In his own Matrix.
That's right. That's right.
Yep, that's
all right. We're up to the last question before we open up to the floor and to questions from you. So this question is, it's super important. We're going to solve world peace with this one, or we're going to create World War III.
No,
one of the two.
This is not a world peace question. This is starting.
The question
wars.
is, pineapple on pizza? Yes or no?
Oh yeah. Anything on pizza. Anything on pizza.
I don't know if we could be friends. I'm kidding.
I think of pizza as just an edible plate. So anything you throw on there, it's okay. That's my opinion.
I like that. Although I don't know if I'd ever want to try like ice cream or peanut butter on pizza, but
if you're making a dessert pizza?
Oh, that's right. I've had dessert pizzas, so you're right. That's a good point.
I don't have a big sweet tooth, so. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Fruits would be my limit, I think. I don't know if I would go with a ice cream pizza. That scares me.
Sounds really good.
Maybe like an elephant ear with ice cream on top.
An elephant? A what?
Oh, yeah. I was like trying to think of like what that is, but yes, you're right. Ooh.
Yeah.
I love ice cream. I absolutely love ice cream.
All right. So is this that moment?
This is that moment, you guys. So chat, if you guys have any questions for come on. If you guys have any, what has happened? I lost his link.
Yeah, that's strange.
There we go. All right, guys, first and foremost, if you guys have not already, please go follow. We're gonna.
Yep. Got to go over to BrandonWolfGaming, follow him. Go over to his Discord server, join that right away, and check out all the amazing things they're doing at DYS.
Thank you guys.
And I mean, my God, dude, what you're doing is a wonderful thing on Twitch, and we appreciate you. And lifting you up is the easiest thing for us to do.
I appreciate you guys doing the same thing.
Yeah,
that's right.
We're inspired. We're inspired to keep going. So, chat, if you guys have any questions for Brandon Wolf Gaming, now is the time. Any and all, well, not any and all things, but within reason.
Chat. Ask questions that you would like to know about Brandon Wolf. This is your opportunity to get some curiosities salved.
Brandon Cosmic Horror asks, what's Paladin's best tank?
What's Paladin's best tank? Nyx, the nude character, if I'm saying that right. The
Interesting.
new
Okay.
front line. Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one from Shonen Chump. It says, Brandon, Apex Legends, crafting or no crafting?
Oh, that's a really good question when they added the crafting. I think it was better without the crafting. I think there was, it was hard to get ammo around the map and everything. But the crafting that they added to the BR, it's a great idea, but it slows the process of everything down, and it's weird fights around the crafting thing. So I would say no crafting.
Gotcha.
Sure. Yeah.
Looks like backing up a little bit. Harley Cutie Pie asked, pizza 365 24/7 or not?
Yes. Pizza every day. I'll do pizza every day.
Right on.
Yep.
Right on.
Because you can do anything on a pizza,
That's
right?
true.
Spaghetti on a pizza,
Yes.
anything.
Yeah.
Cereal on a pizza,
It is an edible. I like how you described it as an edible plate.
Exactly.
I'm scrolling back because there were questions in the beginning, so I'm just gonna take.
Oh, there were. Cool. Find those.
Okay.
In the meantime, do you have any questions for us? Feel free if you do.
Stormy, how long have you been D&Ding?
That's a good question. It's gonna make me seem a little old, but I guess the white kind of already in the silver already kind of shows that off.
I don't mean to do that.
Peter
I don't mean to throw you
Pan.
out
Peter
there.
Pan. You're Peter Pan.
I don't mind. She's right. I am Peter Pan, and I will forever remain so. The answer to that question is since 1981.
1981.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I got in as a little kid. I was my own first player and my own first DM, and then I got some friends into it when we were younger, and we played for a while. Kind of similar to E.T. or Stranger Things.
Okay.
Then I played it for a very long time. I basically got in at the very beginning with the BX set, is what they call it, Basic Expert, and which was the boxed set. And I wish I still had that to this day because it would be worth a lot of money for collectors.
Yeah.
I had almost all the advanced Dungeons and Dragons books too. That is the answer to that. Looks like we have some more questions for you.
Oh, I want to highlight a comment earlier. This is something that I really wanted to highlight for those of you who don't really know Brandon Wolf Gaming. So Random Cosmic Horror in chat earlier said, Brandon is one of the best streamers I've ever seen. He also supports people trying to start streaming.
Yep.
He's one of the few streamers that really makes you feel welcome and engaged. So
Agreed.
I just really wanted to re-highlight that. Thank you. Now you may questions. Go for it.
Very heartwarming. Thank you very much.
So even though there's some questions ahead of this one, I want to jump to it. Maybe I'm a little biased because it's from Scully. Closet Scully asks, what are your future goals for DYS? I guess we actually talked about that in the thing, but share another future goal that beyond what we talked about a little bit earlier.
Growing the family into a tight-knit community that's pumping out content that everyone has a place, and everyone that can be there has some type of content that they can enjoy from the team, and always be welcome. The goals are to just allow the people who want to be self-sufficient on the content creation side of things. That's a big thing. It can take some time, but that's another one. So yeah,
that's a great one.
But just growing the community into a big place where people are happy and enjoying life.
Right on.
And can grow together.
Heck yeah.
I actually have a question really quick.
Oh,
okay.
So what on the topic of like the homesteading thing. So how long have you been thinking about homesteading? Like, what was the inspiration for wanting to do that?
When I was younger, before all of this, it was my goal. When I was working at first, that was my end goal all along. Was I never really wanted a corporate job. I never wanted a 9 to 5. I was really in tune with nature, really in tune with animals. So it's always been kind of a goal to me to kind of get back to kind of the roots of humans, kind of living off the land, you know, enjoying that process. And I've always loved building and being handy. So, you know, I could build a house right now. So I've gone through life learning all the ins and outs of building a house. So it's just, you know, that was the whole end goal, was to kind of just put all that together. And yeah.
See, I want to learn how to build a house.
Okay, so it looks like, wow,
It's not that hard, honestly. If you know, it's basically, if you just, you know, take Legos, if you love Legos, a little bit more advanced than Legos. That's it. You know, any construction worker will want to walk up to you and be like, "This is a complicated job. You know, it's going to be a lot of money. It's going to be a lot of labor. It's going to be backbreaking. We're going to have to bring our whole crew in here, and you know, your bank's going to be empty." But no, it's just Lincoln Logs, Legos.
Yeah.
So.
I have seen enough YouTube videos that one person building a house, so I do know that it is easier than what they make it out to be.
Electrical, all that stuff, you know. You don't want to burn down your house, but it's all easier than they lead it to be, you know.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Looks like we have quite a few questions we got to get through real quick here. Random Cosmic Horror asks, if you had to build a Paladin's dream team from viewers and friends, who would be in it? Kind of a hard.
I don't know.
That's a hard question.
Never has to be a part of it. He's a fantastic Overwatch 2 player. Okay. So he's got the mindset for playing Paladins because they're kind of the same game. Phaser's also very good at any game he puts his mind to. So he's always great to throw on the team.
Indeed.
He's got a great couple characters he plays on there that are amazing.
Right.
Scully's also very good at it. She doesn't play it much, but she's shown her skills there. And Harley Cutie Pie is also a very skilled front line. She's done amazing things that surprised me. King is also very good at the game. He just picked it up. He's very good. So I think that's everyone.
Right on.
Quick little list.
Nice. Do you want to, Drew, do you want to field Scully's other question? Because it looks like other people want to hear the answer to that one too.
Which one?
Scully asked,
will the beard be braided anytime soon?
I've been asked a couple times recently to braid the beard. I don't necessarily have the good skills to braid it myself. So eventually we'll have someone around.
I will make a tutorial video for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've watched some YouTube videos, but every time I do it, it doesn't end up looking right. You know, it's lopsided, or one of the strands is fatter than the other. I just can't make it look nice. Eventually I'll maybe get someone to do it for me.
Yeah. Closet Scully commented, she said, I just throw myself at the enemy. Yes, you do, but you do it very well. Like I've seen players, like when I've watched you guys, watched her playing Counter-Strike Go with you guys, I'm like, I've seen, you know, veteran players who weren't as good as she is. So
yeah, she's clutching it up. She's so much better at that game than I am. I am terrible at that game.
What, at Counter-Strike Go, really?
Oh, yes. It's the first time I've ever been playing it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting.
The whole thing is just different for me. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
I was in Phaser's stream, and I was talking to him about how like I'm terrible at shooter games and everything, but I was always playing on controller at the time, and he's just like, mouse and keyboard, it'll be fine, and I'm like, now I kind of want to try one. Now I kind of want to try a shooter game. Phaser, I swear if I get addicted, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Speaking of addicted,
I was controller for most of my career for gaming until 2 or 3 years ago, and then I switched to mouse and keyboard once I finally switched to PC making content.
Right.
So it's a huge weird switch. Very awkward, different
Once you
feel.
make you make the switch, though, did you find? I mean, I found that there's just a huge, larger range of control with keyboard and mouse that you can end up being way better. Did you find the same thing?
Yeah. Like my mouse, right? The aiming side of things, beautiful. I caught on immediately, but I cannot. My left hand can't do the keyboard. I'm lost over here sometimes. I just like lose myself, you know. It just happens.
I have the key. I have the WASD on my keyboard. They're different keys than the rest of my keyboard, which really helps. So because like one of the biggest issues that I had when I switched over to because I'm a terrible gamer, I'm getting better. Getting better, but it was I would always lose where the WASD buttons are. But when I have a keyboard where like the texture of that is different.
Yeah,
it really has made a huge difference.
I'm always looking for that little tab on F.
Oh yeah.
The little tab on F. All right, readjust. Okay, there.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
You guys.
Get separate keys.
You guys would think I'm crazy if you knew how I used a keyboard and mouse.
No, you use the arrow keys, right?
I do. I remap the keyboards and I use the arrow keys instead, and because there's nothing around them, my fingers don't ever accidentally hit the wrong key because there's no other key. You know, it does mean that when I'm using, like I use the insert key and the control key, and then some of the keypad numbers, and then I use the page down and page up. So I have to reach a little bit farther. I'm sure it slows me down a tad, but because there's that differentiation, I never hit the wrong key really. So I don't know. It's weird. But I also invert my mouse too. So
it's genius, to be honest.
You think?
Yeah, I'm interested in trying it myself, to be honest. So I'm looking at my keyboard.
I see you looking at your keyboard. I can tell your hands like.
If you talk to anyone, they know I'm always fidgeting with stuff. You know, I got one of the MMO mouses, even though I'm a first-person shooter player. You know,
that's funny. That's
so
awesome.
I'm always fidgeting with where things are to optimize things. So that's an interesting one, using the arrow keys.
Yeah, and I also invert my mouse. So
you invert your mouse?
Yeah, because my first-person game that I ever played was Wing Commander Privateer. Which is a really old game, and it used a joystick, right? And so with flight sims, whether it be a space flight sim or an airplane flight sim, you push forward to go down and backward to go up. And I got so used to that I had to do it with the mouse too, which is why I invert my mouse.
No. Okay. That's interesting. Do you do it the other way too, left and right?
No, left and right is still left and right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That'd be just crazy.
Yeah. That would be crazy. That'd be okay. Stormy has a really backwards ass brain.
Yeah, right.
One question we glanced over, and I don't want to glance over this. This is another fun beard question. Banana Tom asks, from one bearded brother to another, what's your favorite brand of beard care products?
There's one called Zeus. I don't think I have. Oh, actually, right here.
Nice.
Zeus. Yeah. Not sponsored at all, but yeah, I just have it there, you know. But it's under two other ones that are different products, by the way. So it's just extra. But yeah, that's a really nice one. Shampoo, everything. They're really quality products. Yeah.
Wow. Looks like there was another question from Closet Scully. Where are the dogs?
One of them is hanging out with my father.
Okay.
Because she's a little bit more nervous, and the other one's just sleeping in the bed. Yeah, just chilling. Very chill dogs at this point. Yeah.
Oh, what kind of dogs do you have?
Yeah.
So I have a mother and a daughter. The mother is a Mountain Cur, and the daughter is a Mountain Cur Shepherd mix. There's a lot of pictures in the Discord of them because I'm always taking pictures.
Yep, we're gonna have to go check them out.
Yeah, but they're very loving to each other, and very jealous of the loves that I give. So it's always great having two dogs where it's just like you start paying attention to one, and the other one's just like, oh shit,
I gotta get me some of that lovin's.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brodesai asks, when are you going to shave off that mustache?
He was the last one to do the channel redeem, and I was like, that day I was like, no, I'm not going to shave off my mustache. So he's always throwing that
at you again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't understand this question. Maybe it's just a fun thing. But Random Cosmic Horror asks, "Am I a better ROM or YAG meme?" Question.
Better ROM. I think he's just talking about Paladin's characters.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Random Cosmic Horror is like, I'm gonna get all of the information right now I can get about Paladins, and I support that.
Yes.
Let me take a look here. Man,
I think
y'all are chatty, and I love it so much.
It's making it harder to find the questions, but that's what we love. That's what we appreciate.
That's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
An
inverted mouse, Daddy Dagoth, and sorry.
I know, right?
Daddy Dagoth
it's crazy.
Poke fun at me at that.
Yeah.
I support you, Stormy. Zero judgment.
I mean, if it works for your brain, it works, right?
I'm not mad. I'm impressed.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, my 3D, my first person shooter experiences was with Counter-Strike, not Counter-Strike Go, but Counter-Strike 1.6, like before Counter-Strike Go. And I loved those games. I eventually got out of them once cheating became a big thing amongst them. I got tired of it, but I remember there was, I like to ask that question about getting in the zone, and I talked to you about that because I remember there was one moment in my Counter-Strike days back in the day where I really lost myself in the gaming of it, and I got so into the zone that I went on this tear where I would decimate the other team almost single-handedly, and I had this role where I was like, I had 63 kills and 3 deaths, and everybody, even people on my own team, were saying I was a cheater. And I'm like, no, I'm not cheating. I swear to God. It just like sometimes you just, and with the original, I don't know if it's this way with Counter-Strike Go. Maybe this is sort of a question you guys can answer me. But in the old Counter-Strike, there was that model where you could, certain weapons would pierce through boxes and stuff. Does that still exist in Counter-Strike Go?
Yes, penetration is still a thing.
Cool. Okay, right on.
Yeah.
Here's one more cool question. Brandon, now that all the Metal Gear Solid games are coming to Steam, will you finally play them?
I'd much rather watch someone play it than play it myself.
Fair enough.
That's just one of the things for me nowadays with the single player games. I might try it out. I used to be a huge guy into Splinter Cell, so I played a lot of that when I was younger. And I think I played one of the Metal Gear Solid games. I can't remember which one it was. It was so long ago, so it didn't necessarily look like the Metal Gear that we know now.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So do you only play like games with other people now? Like, do you only play like online games with others?
I just don't like. It's mainly I avoid games that have linear storylines. That it's only me playing it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'd rather like create my own fun and adventure and story, whether that be in a survival game. You're creating your own narrative. So it's just I feel stuck in a linear story.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I'm watching a movie, but I have to be pressing buttons to engage in it.
Gotcha.
So it's not necessarily my cup of tea.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So for example,
I love like the linear storyline games. Like those have so far been some of my favorite.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
That
I had a
interesting.
blast and when I was younger playing them. So I have nothing against them. RPG
yeah,
games
no.
made me love survival games. It just was like a turn that I made. You
Yeah.
know, I have so many hours in. I think me and Stormy were talking about Dragon's Dogma,
Yeah.
as well as Skyrim and all the other ones. Two Worlds as well. Those are RPGs that I played forever, and they're more linear story and such.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right on.
Fun.
Right on. Cool. Well, my goodness. We've gotten a ton of great questions out of him today.
I know. And then hold on.
What? Was there more?
Random Cosmic Horror asks, Brandon, will you play D&D with the group?
I'm going to be playing D&D with the group, of course. Yeah. Never Tilted's got a campaign he's playing with, and Brotosai just started up a campaign, like I was saying, with the poker night. So his campaign's also going to start another thing, a thread. So exciting! We'll have 2 campaigns in the DYS going.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. You guys are in for a treat. You're in for a treat. I think you might find an aspect of yourself that you didn't realize was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun because for me, with Fern, she gets to she's the embodiment of my intrusive thoughts, and it's so fun to be able to just be like, "Blah,
Yeah.
here it is."
Yep. Take off the filter for a moment, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Another neat thing that you can do as a player and as a new player is if there's some hero or character from mythology or comic books or movies that you really like and admire, you can, I don't recommend like trying to create a copy or a duplicate, but you can kind of use them as an inspiration and model your character in a similar way to because it allows you the experience of putting yourself in their shoes and being like them, and you get to see sides of yourself. That's what I love about role playing, is that it opens up these sides of yourself, lets you look at things from different perspectives, or share sides of yourself that you don't normally get to share, and awaken sides of yourself that you don't normally even get to see yourself sometimes.
Awesome.
It's a wonderful experience. So
and what I like about the recommendation of having, like, for somebody who's nervous with like role playing and stuff too, it gives you a framework. Like if you're basing a character off of, and it's inspired by another character that you look up to, it gives you a framework of how that you have an idea of how that person thinks and feels. So then if you get into a situation, you kind of are like, I know, like, this is how this kind of person or this person would react in this situation. So it helps build that framework. And then you can grow and change from there as the experiences grow and change your character. But yeah.
All right.
That's our suggestion for RP.
Let's we got one more. We're going to field one more question from the audience.
Okay.
Harley Cutie Pie asks, Brandon, when will you try ESO since you loved Skyrim?
I will probably be trying ESO very soon.
Oh, really? Congrats.
At some point, there's been a lot of different MMOs that I've been interested in, and the one I've been interested in, it's necessarily going very slow, the release of it. So I'll probably jump into an MMO at some point soon.
Right on.
Yeah.
What's the one that you're waiting on that's not released yet?
Ashes of Creation.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also whether I'll jump into it because it's subscription based, so it's like one of those money sinks. So it's just like I didn't think it was going to be like that. So it's also, I probably won't jump into it when it first releases as well. So
I understand for sure. Yeah. You got to budget things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, my goodness, it's been a remarkable episode tonight, and thank you so much for joining us. You've honored us with
for having me.
Your presence, and to get to know you a little bit better has been a privilege.
Yeah.
It's been so wonderful.
Thank you for all the love. It's been great. It was an awesome time.
Heck yeah. All right.
you.
So thanks again. And we're going to wrap up now.
All right.
See you later, sir. So guys, wow, holy crap. Brandon's freaking amazing. I love him to death. You guys, please, all of our folks, all the folks at Stormkeep, all the folks that have come in tonight, go drop him a follow, subscribe, send him bits, help support what he's building, because what he's creating is, you know, exactly the kind of vision that we have too. We want to see him succeed. We want to see all of his friends and Twitch fam succeed, and connect our you know, communities, connect our fams together. And I can't say enough good things about him. He's Brandon Wolf Gaming. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Druid.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, you know, it's wonderful that we were able to have somebody else who has that similar vision, where we want to do nothing but grow and uplift and support each other. And, you know, it shows that we're not only doing the right thing, you know, but we get to be supported in that as well.
Yep.
And it's awesome to be able to have somebody that we can like look to for like as a guide, you know, to help us.
Yes.
And it's an inspiration. It's awesome, and I am so thankful.
Agreed. And Brandon Wolf is the kind of person that makes the world a better place just by being in it. So we're super grateful to have had him on the show. So who do we have for next week?
I'm always so anxious about messing up his name. Tarkonix!
That's awesome. Yes. Tarkonix. We're looking forward to him. It's gonna be great. And so, guys, please check it out. Also, one last thing before we go. Please, everyone, go drop a follow for Druid IRL as well. Her links are in my about section below. You know, we host Bandwidth and Banter on my channel, but we got to make sure that we help support her too. We got her to 200 today, so congrats to you, Druid.
Thank you.
Good job. Nice milestone today. We want to get her to 500 so that we can see Zolade.
Yes, we want to see. We want to know what his face looks like.
Yep.
Hi, Nameless.
Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for joining us for the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I'm going to be streaming a little bit later. Come check us out. And yeah, have a great evening, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.